Hello everyone and welcome to another video, and today we're going to cover some of the most interesting topics for support players, how to actually have an impact in the game. I know I actually recently came across something that I found very interesting and I want to share with you. So of course, before you start anything, make sure to like the video, sub to the channel, leave a comment on what you'd like to see in future if you want more of these kind of videos. You're about to get the juiciest bit now. So I actually was scrolling TikTok, found something from Riot August. They're like the lead game designer for League of Legends, and he was talking about the impact of supports. And they're talking about support is the role with the least amount of impact in the game. However, you know what's super interesting? If you have a bad support, you're more likely to lose than any other role in the game because it has the highest skill floor. You need to be at a certain level as support to win a game. If you're playing support and you have no idea what you're doing, trust me, more often than not, you're going to cause your team to lose. And it's just right up there with the central area, I believe. I think this is something to translate one-to-one in Pokemon Unite. And I'm going to go over it in a few points. Okay, but firstly, let's just go over it. Now, I'm going to be talking about in this video how we can actually, make an impact as a support player. What's the skill floor we're talking about? And then, of course, finally, some tricks that you can use as support to keep your impact going in the game. So, of course, all right, let's get the map open. Let's go and talk about a support that I would say has a huge amount of impact that is underrated. It's Hoopa. So Hoopa has a lot of damage. It has a lot of rotation capability. It has good healing as well. But more often than not, it's underutilized in the rank sense, right? Like your people aren't going to use the portals, whatever. And you all go and tell me every time in the comments, Suluwu, you're on Hoopa Copium. Like, my teammates aren't helping. Yeah, I know, they suck. Your teammates are probably really silly and they're doing some really dumb things. And yeah, okay, I get you. It doesn't feel as impactful as walking around as Clefable and healing. But I'm going to talk a little bit about how you can actually make the impact. So let's just say every game you start off with Hoopa, go to the top lane. That's what you should do as support, by the way. You're running XP share. If you're not running XP share, you're already trolling. We fight for this middle one. You use your stun to block the minions, to block them from securing. Then, maybe you could fight up over here, or maybe you back off. So this is already your free decisions. Now, let's just say you get this and it went so well, you can actually look into the jungle right away. That's immediately one of the things that can make the biggest impact. If you want to have a high skill ceiling as a support, understand, hey, look, what's the jungler? What kind of Pokemon am I playing? And what can I do about it? If you see it's a Shifu, go and bully them. The Urshifu is not allowed to play the game against a Hoopa. So make sure you take your middle minion, or you could just run into invade right away. You walk up to the Urshifu and you start auto-attacking them. You don't even need to hit the buff. When the Urshifu looks like he's going to secure, you stun him and yank it away. Boom. Easy, guys. I've just solved half of how to have an impact in the game. You've now slowed the jungler down, you've caused two people to rotate, and more often than not, because you've hit level 4 now, you can just put a portal in yourself and say adios amigos as you teleport out of there with no dramas. So right there, I've just given you an easy way to win a game of Super. Like, you literally can shut down the game. And of course, there's going to be chances where the enemy team actually comes back and rallies hard and beats you, whatever. I like to ride off those games. Don't worry too much about them. Majority of the time, when you do this, 6 out of 10 times, you're going to end up winning because you're going to have game advantage. Your jungler is going to be like somewhat playable. They're going to run up top lane. They're going to get a huge advantage. Everyone's going to be winning. The bot lane is going to crumble because the tank is going to go defend, and then the game's over. And then of course, Urshifu is going to be crying up a river in the voice chat saying, "Why is no one helping me?" So okay, it works all the same with other weak junglers. Of course, I'm not going to go over all of them, but it's up to you guys to understand what are the weak junglers, what are the Pokemon that can't deal with something like this. Pokemon with weak secures, Pokemon with slower clears. Think about things like, maybe Gardevoir, maybe Venusaur, maybe Dragapult. Like, these are characters that really struggle with these type of deals. Characters that struggle a bit less are characters like Zoroark, but it still does. Leafeon doesn't struggle at all. Absol doesn't struggle at all. Cypher doesn't struggle too much. Dojo does. Talonflame doesn't. These are all characters. Something to keep in mind. Okay, so we just got over the first point. How can you make an impact? Look for good invades. Okay, another thing. Supporting and actually like playing like a support. Okay, so you go push up. You go look at this minion. So you didn't get to invade this game. You look at this minion. You place your berry up here so your player can get it. If they don't get it, okay, yeah, they got brain melt issues. I understand. It happens. It is just how ranked is. People are going to be dumb. But if they do get it, they're going to get more advantages. You're going to go make sure you're stunning and helping them bring it into the secure range. Acknowledge that you have a lane partner and play with the player. If they're walking up too far, ping them. Danger, danger, danger. At 9:15, don't suicide. Don't score your points as supports, please. Look, you might think this is a good play, but more often than not, the support scoring is going to cause deaths in the lane. I'll explain why. Support goes to score, and they can't do anything for 3 seconds as the score animation goes in. They end up spawning in, and the enemy team could just end up ganking. More often than not, your scores are going to be done at a time that it's 9:15 or below. Because all the farm is cleared, you walk onto the lane, you're like, I have 4 points, I can score. You score, the jungler walks up and then kills you or the other top laner. And then, you can just wave your lane advantage, adios. Instead of scoring, let your teammates score, put the portal there. Let your teammates score, think about how you're attacking the game and think about how you actually support. You don't need to win MVP. You don't need these stats. Remember, as I said, it has the least impact in that sense, but it has a high skill floor. Be the floor every single game. You want to raise that bar, and you want it to feel like the other support is not helping. Now, of course, you're going to have games where you're not playing against supports. Abuse them, stun them, auto-attack them from range. These are the characters that you can really put a lot of impact on. Supports in Pokemon Unite have a lot of value. They're very powerful. Yes, they don't have immense impact, quote-unquote. Like, you're not solo carrying a game as a support, but that's not the job. The job is to assist the team, to dispense and assist in valuable points of the game. And that's what supports do. It's like, playing the playmaker in basketball. I'm passing the ball to LeBron James, I'm hitting my guy, Michael Jordan, in the corner, I'm throwing an alley-oop to Kobe Bryant. That's how you play support. You don't need to be the star and limelight, and you're gonna have moments where you get to over-exceed these expectations. Huge secures, massive team kills. That's all great, but that's not the actual job. The job is being the sister. The job is being the link for the team. It comes down even further. Let's look at how we fight. We come down here. Let's just say at 7:15 we make a portal. We've seen the bees situation. Okay, maybe we won the birds. Let's just say. Now, what do we need to do? Okay, all right. We start hitting the objective. We have good auto attack damage. We have that muscle band on, and now after we start hitting the objective, let's think. What can we do next? What's the next logical step? We put a safe portal that in case the enemy collapses on us, we can jump into it. Thinking about what's going to proceed next with these characters is going to give you more impact. You're fulfilling your role. If you just put portals on people that are 1 health anyway, yeah, sure, it's great. But if you think ahead of the play, if you are creative, and if you understand what's happening, you're going to create bigger leads for your team than they've ever seen before. And everyone after the game is going to give you that thumbs up. Trust me, supports, they are the thumbs up farmers of this game. Everyone will value a good support, even the other team, and it's actually insane. And the players who don't know what they're doing, don't know what to think, don't worry about them, keep doing your thing, keep being a good player. Alright, okay, so just looking at these fights, thinking about it, yeah, okay, I start auto attack. Hoopa, Eldegoss, they actually have good auto attacks to start these objectives. You should be looking to do it a lot more. You should be very confident while doing it. There's no reason to shy away. If your team doesn't want to help you, okay, cool. We can get it to 70, 60, 80, and we can look at it and say, oh, okay, well, do we need to do this? Do we need to finish that off? And if you don't need to, that's okay. Well, we just go and reset. These characters all have access to healing, and you just use that and keep that in mind about how you can go and make an impact in the game. What is going to be the most impactful play to help your team? Stop thinking about, oh, we got to 1v5 them. How can I go and support the person in my team to actually get them to do their role better? Who's failing? Who do I want to... of course, I hate to say it, but this is some players who are just not doing their job in ranked. That's okay. You just leave them. Look, if they're not going to do their job in ranked, just leave them. Go and concentrate on the players who are trying to win. Go and concentrate on the players who are trying to find angles and opportunities and find a way to support them correctly. Does this guy need the portals, to the left or the right? Which way is he going more often than not? Try to understand. Support is all about understanding. It's all about being empathetic with your other humans. And when you are, you find these wins because you know what your team wants. And I guess that's the last point, right? If you want to win more support, you sort of need to have a good telepathic connection. You need to be a telepathic genius with these support players, with these other players in the team too. Because when you understand what they want, you can provide to them these ideas, and you can fulfill and even more accomplish their, fantasies about how the game should end. Cypher thinks he should 1v5. All right, I put a portal in front of him so he can go in and feel safe. All right, I also ult back so maybe he can escape, and I flash forward or I eject forward and try to stun them so he can finish them. For example, Leafeon just wants to execute the carry. Okay, I'm going to go and put a portal in the back and try to stun the carry so Leafeon gets a good entrance. It's all about this sort of gameplay, this thinking process. Allow yourself to be fluid in the mind. Don't think about what you want. Think about what your team needs. They need you. This is why, as I said, I ended up agreeing with Riot August, because yes, it's 100% true. Supports that don't know what they're doing cost teams games, because you're on this character that's so valuable. And it's just, the thing is, it's valuable without the rewards. The rewards aren't there. You don't get a value, no one's getting endorphins from top healing, or top damage, top tank. It's you can get proud, but you're not extremely satisfied. Blissey players will be happy to hit good ulti, I think in this game, Unite, we do see a lot more value for supports, and I'm glad for it because it's a valuable role. But the endorphin hits, you're not killing their whole team. You're not getting a massive KOs. You're not feeling your impact directly. You're feeling it. Your teammates are feeling that impact, and especially when you're there. And when you're missing that on the team, you can really sense it right away. Trust me, every game I play with a support is nearly always better. There's always different ways to play, and I can nearly always win every game I have a supporter in. But the games I can't win are the ones without supporters, without tanks. These are the valuable roles, The skill ceiling is high. You need to be up there with the other team's guy, because otherwise the game's unplayable. You're getting healed all the time. There's no way to push in. There's a lot of different situations supports can create, and it's up to you to fulfill that role for your team and also to make the enemy team feel that pressure. Support is a valuable role. I want you guys to utilize it more. Start giving more respect to support players. Let's bloody go. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I wanted to do a short breakdown on just some things I've been thinking about, supports and their impact levels, and the skill ceiling and skill floor idea. So of course, as always, let me know what you thought of the video. Leave a like, sub to the video or channel, and comment down below what kind of videos do you like. These talking videos where we go over the map and explain some sort of gameplay processes of how to have more impacts. Alright, okay, let me know. Okay, cheers and see you later guys. I hope you all have a wonderful day.